Welcome again to Reflections on the Community and its Cultures. This time around, the entire program devoted to, well, something very important to the culture of our community, the various programs that make up this year's NEWOLLAH. We'll visit with some of the folks who plan the activities, who put together the activities, who sing and dance the activities. All of that's coming up on Reflections. On this program, the focus is on NEWOLLAH, or NEWOLLAH, as about 30% of the people say, and it's always correct no matter what they say. We'll be talking about a lot of the things that happen for this year's NEWOLLAH. We have with us the Generalissimo. Is it Mo or Ma?
Mo.
Mo. Okay, I didn't know if there was a feminine version of Generalissimo.
I don't think there is.
I don't know. Anyway, the big boss here, and kind of bossy too. Melissa Small has the honor of being the Generalissimo this year, and a couple of folks who are involved in one of the very important parts of NEWOLLAH, which is the musical. We have Ann Crow in the orange, and Lisa Page in the not orange, and they are what, co-producers of the musical. Okay, and we'll have a little cut from the musical before we're finished with this too, and quite a few other things as well. Melissa Small, how does one get to be Generalissimo?
You have to work really hard to be Generalissimo, is what I've found out. Volunteer a lot of hours.
And well, yeah, as Generalissimo.
Yes.
But
before.
Yeah, right. Because
Yes.
they don't just have open elections, do they?
Exactly, they don't. No.
You've been in Independence for almost long enough to be a native, or haven't you?
Yes, since I was 2.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Very good. Well, that's close enough.
I don't think I'd call myself a native.
Well, I thought
yes.
I thought you spent some time in the northern community as well, but maybe that was just
I was born in Canada.
well, that far north. I was
Yes.
thinking Neodeshe. But go ahead, top me.
You said north.
Go
you wanted
ahead.
to know north.
Top me.
There you go.
But you've been involved in a dozen things
Yes.
in this community over the last few years,
Yes,
haven't you?
I have. But NEWOLLAH has been very fun to do.
When did you get started?
When I moved back from college, from K-State.
Also north, folks.
Exactly, also north. Don Farthing, actually, he was on the board, and he asked me to head up the chili cook-off. And this year will be the 8th year of doing the chili cook-off. And so I started that for him when he asked, and just, it snowballed from there. So the chili cook-off has obviously gotten bigger and bigger. Okay. And from there, people just recognized, I think, that I would say yes anytime they asked me to do anything.
Oh, come on. You would say, please, can I, too. I know that.
Yeah. So it just went from there, and then I eventually got asked to be on the board. And so when you're on the board, your time comes.
Indeed, indeed.
Yes.
And the time comes to darn near everyone, it seems like, in this community when it comes to NEWOLLAH. But again, the musical is such an important part. And Ann Crow and Lisa Page are co-producing the NEWOLLAH musical this time around, which is called
Willy Wonka.
Okay. See, you jump right in there, you see. Have you been involved in musicals before here?
I have, not quite as noticeable, I would say, as Lisa. I've always kind of been in the background, although I did co-produce Hello Dolly, and I've done a lot of publicity. I've done costumes, I've done props, I've painted sets with Ray Rothgeb. So I've been kind of the quiet one back in with the musical. But Lisa and I have worked together since fall
of 1989 when I came to Independence.
We were kindergarten teachers together, and we just found out that we work well together.
Good deal. And you have been involved in productions on the stage.
A little.
Quite a bit. How many productions have you?
This will be my 21st
Really?
NEWOLLAH production.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Mostly
Just
mostly as a performer, or also as
I've directed 8.
Wow.
And I choreographed 1 and wasn't in it, and the rest I was in.
Fantastic.
In some
manner.
Some kind of way.
So the musical is Willy Wonka, and we've got a little segment of the musical.
Yes.
And we'll let you gals sort of introduce us to what we're about to see. We're see a little bit of sampling of the music.
You want to tell them a little bit about the story?
Well, I'll tell you a little bit first about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It was in 1964, it was actually a book. And the producer's daughter read the book and asked her father to turn it into a musical, into a production. So in 1971, it was made into a musical, and it was called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The book is Charlie and the what is it? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The reason that they changed the name, and I found was very interesting, is that the producer talked to the gentleman who was going to be directing it, and he said, let's see what we can come about with this. And he was in the process of negotiating with Quaker Oats because they were getting ready to put out a new candy bar called the Wonka Bar. And so this is how the whole story came about, and they decided, well, let's do this and let's help promote the Wonka Bar. So they changed it to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And then in I think it was 2000.
I tell you what, we'll get back to the history, but I think our singers, you know, want to get on and
that's
get off.
Just fine.
That was just a smidgen.
And,
but,
they just want to jump in and overwhelm us. I know what they want to do.
Well, we have three of our fantastic performers with us today. We have Dean Hayes, who is playing the title role of Willy Wonka.
And he will be the first person we see.
And he will sing a little bit of a song that is familiar. It's kind of the introduction into the show, which is called Pure Imagination, and followed by Michael Rose, who is, I believe this is his first NEWOLLAH production.
Wowzers.
And he has performed before with Coffeyville Community College in Chicago, but not the show Chicago.
I was going to say.
Not Coffeyville Community College in Chicago. But, and then he is our candy man. And so he will be singing a little bit of that wonderful song, and followed by our Charlie, who is Austin Drake, and this is his first NEWOLLAH production as well. And he is going to sing a little bit about something that's central to the story, and that's the golden ticket.
Okay, so let us hear from these talented folk.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it.
Who can take tomorrow, dip it in a dream, separate the sorrow and collect up all the cream? The candy man, the candy man can. The candy man can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. And the world tastes good 'cause the candy man thinks it should.
I never dreamed that I would climb over the moon in ecstasy, but nevertheless it's there that I'm shortly about to be, 'cause I've got a golden ticket. I've got a golden ticket. I've got a golden chance to make my way. And with a golden ticket, it's a golden day.
music from this year's NEWOLLAH musical, featuring, again,
Dean Hayes as Willy Wonka, which people have seen on the stage in many productions before. Michael Rose as the Candyman, Austin Drake as Charlie, and our accompanist is our music director, Michelle Rutherford.
Aha, okay, so she doesn't just play piano, she also pushes people around too, right?
And waves her arms a lot.
Okay, sounds great. Willy Wonka, of course, is, you know, you gave us a little bit of the history of the early start of it. Who was the original, right? Is that Dole?
Roald Dahl.
Okay, yeah. And then, of course, it became a stage production, and then it became a movie, and now it's become a movie.
Again.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those things that has legs.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it has existed just wonderfully. And what's the role of the producer, let alone the co-producer? You can fight over this.
Our role as producers is to make sure that we do everything we can possibly do to make the production run smoothly, to support the director, and to make sure all the behind-the-scenes things get taken care of.
And
Okay.
Lisa and I kind of divided it up as to what her expertises are and what mine are. And so we've kind of worked it that way. That's how we felt good co-producers could do it.
So this thing's going to be on stage
Yes, it
at
is.
Memorial Hall, and there's probably even a date for that.
There certainly
There
is.
are three.
Okay.
3 chances to come,
Let us
to get
know.
your golden ticket and come and enjoy the show. Friday, October 21st and Saturday, October 22nd at 7:30 p.m. And then a Sunday matinee on October 23rd at 2
At 2 o'clock.
Fantastic
at
stuff.
Memorial Hall.
Great show, wonderful family show. I know
Yes.
those are
Yes.
harder and
There-
harder to find these
There are
days.
Oompa Loompas and
Candy
Candy
Kids.
Kids and 4 incredibly entertaining grandparents in a bed.
And then there's also we got to be careful with our programming here on this page. But anyway, so this is great stuff. And as I say, briefly, what went into the selection of this?
I got to select the musical. The Generalissimo usually gets to select the musical, and I saw the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and probably 20 times in my life. It's one of my favorites.
Who's the star of it? I've lost his name.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder,
Yes,
of course.
Yes.
The golden fellow.
So and it comes on TV every year, and now my kids watch it and they dance, and we just love it. And I'm just so glad Mark Frank is the director, and I'm so glad he said yes, that he would do it. So.
Super stuff. And again, one of the super things about this year's NEWOLLAH is a little snatch of it we heard here today, Willy Wonka. Going to be a great show, and tickets, I assume, are available.
At
Ticket headquarters.
there we go. At
212
headquarters.
North Penn.
212 North Penn. Yes.
There we go, right
About
in the middle
lost
of the 200
And
block
tickets
there.
are affordable.
Yes, they are.
Well, of course they are.
$10,
It's NEWOLLAH.
$10 and
$12.
$12.
And Sunday afternoon matinee, children, I believe it's 12 and under, are half price when accompanied by an adult.
Okay. You can't just take them and dump them. That
And
doesn't work that way.
A great thing about this show is it's not a lengthy production. So it's not going to be a late night, and it moves quickly. We have these wonderful, colorful drops. It's just going to be a very sweet performance, right?
Very
Well, it
sweet.
darn well better be. It's built on candy bars, after all. Lisa Page and Grow, the co-producers. And Melissa Small's going to stay with us as Generalissimo, as we'll have some more stuff about NEWOLLAH coming up in just a bit.